Morning, Sunday morning, just a little bit after 7. Ohana's preparing to push off here. I just pushed off with Katie's help. So we've got a little bit of wind coming out of the, it's gonna be shifty a little bit. I think it's gonna start southeast and then transition to a little bit more southwest. So the winds further offshore going in the opposite direction. So there's this little kind of circular effect going around the Gulf of Catalina. This should be good. We should be able to sail hopefully straight back to Dana Point this morning. Yesterday we kept waiting for the wind to fill in and shift. We got the shift around the time we expected. I'm gonna say maybe it was around 1:30 yesterday afternoon. We got the shift, but then we were expecting 15 to maybe 17 knots and we just didn't see it. So wanted to try and get in here with plenty of daylight and everything else, and was aiming to get in before 4:30 so we could get bathroom keys for showers and stuff here in Oceanside. Got tied up and got up to the office about 4:37, which means the doors are locked and everyone's gone. You just do the overnight self-registration. So that's what we did. Went and had a couple of beers in Oceanside and had another beer back at the boat, and then crashed super early. Other than waking up in the middle of the night and the sea lions going berserk as expected, I'm not sleeping and waking up several times. I feel pretty well rested. I think my total sleep is good. It was just broken up a bit. So that's that. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here. You can hear the surf breaking on the outside of the jetty and the beach out here. See it splashing up on the inside of the jetty or breakwater as the waves are kind of rolling in. So harbor entrance might be a little dicey. We'll find out soon, I guess. I'm gonna turn this thing off and pay attention to the road. Adios. Yeah, if the waves were bigger, I could see where this could be a pretty treacherous entrance. Get a big southwest wind. I think we only have about 10 knots or so right now. There's Oceanside Pier. Yeah, you wouldn't want to come in too close to the jetty on that side. Breakwater or whatever it is. Yeah, so I'm taking a break after getting my main up. Katie just got hers up. Really can't overstate. I mean, these are lumpy and I'll bitch about them, but I mean, this is nothing. Imagine, being in a small boat like this and being at, 10, 15, 20 foot seas and having to go up on the foredeck while you're single-handed and try and get your rigging set and everything. Probably pop the Genoa up. I don't know if I want to run back up, and I should have rigged the staysail ahead of time if I was smart, but I'm not. So wind-wise, it's not too bad. So I probably will rock just the Genoa, and then as long as we get this, I think it'll be at a broad reach for a while, so it should be good.
Goodies this morning.
So what? Your main halyard was caught on the steaming light, and you had to go forward?
Yeah, several times. I couldn't figure out what the fuck was going on, and then I saw it.
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on there. Looked like you were having some kind of an issue, and then I saw your main going back up, so it looked like you got the main up a little bit and then got stalled there.
That's right, but this is nice wind. I'm liking this.
Yeah, I'm starting to think about cutting the engine here pretty soon.
All stations, all stations, all stations. This is Coast Guard Sector Los Angeles, Long Beach, Coast Guard Sector Los Angeles, Long Beach, Coast Guard Sector Los Angeles, Long Beach.
Sounds good. Let me know when you do.
Roger that. So we're on the small craft advisory. I don't know if I mentioned that this morning, but we've had small craft advisories all weekend. So plan is to get outside of this little red rectangle, which you probably can't see. That's where Camp Pendleton is. So we're going to head another couple miles or so offshore, and then we'll make more of a beeline towards Dana Point. So we've got a comfortable reach right now, which actually for these waves, not too bad. We'll be, when we turn to starboard, we'll be taking a little bit more on the beam, so it's probably as good as it's going to get. All right, it's just coming up on 8 o'clock. We're under sail now, so water's a bit lumpy and winds are pretty light, and I really need to rig a preventer, keep this this boom from flogging around. So that's a little uncool. I may have to take it another 10 degrees to port. I think I'm running a little deeper than I probably want to be, and it's wouldn't be as big of a deal, but you know, take these waves and the boat bounces around, and then that makes the the boom potentially come around. I don't want any crash jives or anything today. Not much wind today, so I'm not freaking out about that, but if it were really windy, I would go a little shallower angle. Other than that, a few miles, getting close to about 3 miles offshore right now, so not too bad. Ohana's sailing along. She cut engine also. She'll probably pass me here in a minute. Fishing boat out there. So I'd like to do about 20 degrees more to starboard. Just don't want to run any deeper in this because the wind right now is pretty good, but the wind will lighten up a little bit, and then with the wind coming mostly from the south and the waves are coming from the west, northwest, plus from the south. The seas are really confused right now, so it's just lumpy, and it's kind of hard to find a good groove to sail in. 9 o'clock update. A little bit less than 15 miles to Dana Point. We're still making pretty good headway. Still like to run a little bit deeper, but the problem is the dam, the water's a little lumpier than it was before. So the wind, as it gets a little bit stronger from behind us, I can run a little bit deeper, but then it kind of lightens up a little bit. So the wind's kind of been teasing me for the last hour or two. I'll get a little bit more of a breeze, and I'll run a little bit deeper, and then it'll lighten up a little bit. But the problem is I run deep, and of course I don't have preventers and things like that, and I'm not going to run wing and wing. I don't want to deal with the pole by myself and all that. Just getting tired of bouncing around. So one thing that's a bit different, right, when you're on a boat and it's lumpy seas, is you start, you have to, so you have to take a leak, and then you start thinking about it for about 10 minutes. You're like, oh, do I really have to take a leak right now? Because it can become a little bit of a production. So if the wind's behind you, you don't want to do the normal take a leak off the stern rail, because then you'll get piss in your face. $10 a.m. update. So there's one other boat out here besides me and Ohana. We're having more fun than this guy. This guy's bashing, so he's got to be motor sailing with his main up. So looks like he's moving fairly well. That guy's clearly under power. Ohana, you look over there, you can see her. She's, I don't know, half mile, maybe a little bit plus. We're still doing a broad reach. Tried with the head sail without putting up a pole or trying to go wing and wing, which I don't really want it to do because it's rocky enough as it is. We're going to stay in a broad reach, so it's putting us 5 or 6 miles offshore. So I'll probably head this way till about another hour, till about 11, and then think about it. Rolling up the head sail and rolling deeper, or potentially even jibing back in closer to land. So it's 10.5 miles total to Dana Point. So a couple hours or so, but we're moving along pretty good. Speed over ground's consistently over 5 knots. It's running 5.2 to 5.5. So pretty happy with the speed. And other than just being a little bumpy out, actually there's less swells at the moment. It's really super peaceful out here, so I'm pretty happy to be out here today. It's really nice. Okay, 11 a.m. update. About 6 miles out from Dana Point. You can see it up there. I rolled up the Genoa. I wanted to drive a little bit further down in the wind, and the issue is the head sail just start flogging when you try and run too deep. Running probably about 30 degrees deeper than I was with just the main. Fairly deep, but not too rolly. Not as rolly as it was before. So this is pretty good. So I'm going to take this in for 45 minutes probably, and then probably just do a jibe. Ohana was taking care of some issues on her boat, so I think she hove to for a little while, and then she jibed, so she's back. I'm gonna say probably approaching about a mile back there. So I think she's gonna power a little bit and try and catch up. So we'll get in pretty close to the same time, I imagine. And I'm just gonna take it easy. So getting over, yeah, I'm still getting 4.5 knots plus just under Maine alone right now, and it's super relaxing. So I'm just gonna ride this out for a little bit longer and enjoy it. Noon update, 3 miles off. Dana Point, Maine only, so we're cruising a little slower, but we're heading in. Looks like some dolphins somewhere off the bow. There's 2 of them. There they are. Maybe a third. I think they took off. Ohana's been motor sailing to catch up. She's pretty close. Dolphin over there. Just about 2 miles out. I'm gonna go ahead and start getting things ready to head into Dana Point. So first thing I'll do is start the engine, let it warm up a little bit, then think about taking the main down, kicking the fenders out, and that'll be it. So we'll probably motor sail. Wind's actually slowing down a little bit, so I'm getting down in a little bit below 4 knots. Of course, I just have the main up, but I'll go ahead and get her ready and call this a successful trip. It's been pretty awesome. All right, engine is shut off. Let's see what we got here. Dana Point. Oops, let's do this. Menu. So 112 miles total for the entire voyage. Not too bad. Solo. I'll take it. What an awesome weekend.